Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we decode those dusty corporate filings so you don't have to. And boy do we have some casual wear insights for you today. Get ready to dive into Land's End's latest financial report and see if this classic brand is still rocking it or if their style is a little dated. Before we get started, if you love getting the real story behind company financials, make sure you're subscribed. And hey, we've got a fantastic community over on Discord. The link is in the description below. Alright, let's get down to business today. We're looking at an 8K filing from Land's End Inc. Think of an 8K as a snapshot, a special report companies file when something significant happens. This particular one is all about their financial results for the third quarter ending the 31st of October 2025. This report was filed right on the 9th of December 2025, giving us the latest look at how Land's End is performing. So the company we're talking about is Land's End Incorporated. They're incorporated in Delaware, and you might know them from their stock symbol, which trades on the Nasdaq Stock Market LLC. Let us know in the comments if you own any Land's End stock. Now, the juicy part, the financial results. Companies often announce these through a press release, and that is exactly what Land's End did here. This filing incorporates by reference a press release that details their financial performance. Essentially, the press release acts as the official announcement, and this 8K filing makes it a public record with the Securities and Exchange Commission, or the CC. What is important to remember is that while this report contains the financial details, the SEC also offers some legal protections when a company first shares this kind of information. They're not immediately liable for it in the same way they would be for other parts of their filings. This section, titled Results of Operations and Financial Condition, is where the real meat of the financial performance lies. It tells us how the company has been doing financially. So on the 9th of December 2025, Land's End dropped the news about their third quarter results, which concluded on the 31st of October 2025. Now, this filing doesn't actually contain the tables of numbers itself, but rather points us to the press release. Since we don't have that press release directly here, we'll have to deduce what we can from the context of the filing and typical 8K reporting for earnings. Usually these reports focus on key financial metrics, what we expect to see in that press release, and what is crucial for understanding the company's health are numbers like revenue, profit, or loss, and perhaps comparisons to the same period last year. For Land's End, a company known for its apparel and home goods, we'd be looking at how much they sold, how much it cost them to make those sales, and what was left over as profit. Let's imagine what those numbers might look like. If revenue is up, it means more people are buying their products, which is generally a good sign. If profit is up, it suggests they're managing their costs well or selling higher margin items. Conversely, a drop in revenue could mean they're losing customers or facing increased competition. A declining profit, even with steady revenue, could indicate rising production costs or increased spending on things like marketing or operations. Companies often compare their current performance to the same quarter in the previous year. This helps investors see if the business is growing, shrinking, or staying flat. For instance, if revenue grew by 5%, that sounds okay, but if it only grew by 1% when last year it grew by 10%, that is a significant slowdown. If profit margins, meaning the percentage of revenue left after costs, are shrinking, that is also a yellow flag. It means each sale is becoming less profitable. We also need to consider the context for Land's End. This is a company that has been around a while, competing in a crowded market against online giants and fast fashion brands. Their strategy often revolves around quality, classic styles, and a loyal customer base. So a strong performance would likely show consistent sales growth, maybe improved profitability through efficient operations, and perhaps a successful rollout of new product lines or marketing campaigns. A weaker performance might indicate struggles to attract new customers, challenges in managing inventory, or a failure to adapt to changing consumer tastes. This section of the 8K details any exhibits that are being filed along with the main report. Here we see the specific exhibits. The most important one for us is Exhibit 99.1, which is the press release itself. This is the actual press release from Land's End dated the 9th of December 2025, which contains the announced financial results. And then there is Exhibit 104, which is the cover page interactive data file. This is essentially an electronic tag file, making the information more accessible for automated systems. Think of it as a digital index for all the key data on the report's first page. Now, let's talk about the signatures at the end. This is where the company officially signs off on the report. This confirms it is an official filing from Land's End Incorporated. The date of signing is also the 9th of December 2025, aligning with the filing date. And this signature here, Bernard McCracken, along with his title, tells us who officially authorized this filing on behalf of the company. Bernard McCracken is listed as the Chief Financial Officer and Treasurer, as the CFO CFO, he is responsible for overseeing the company's finances, and his signature signifies that these results have been reviewed and approved by the financial leadership. It's a stamp of their professional responsibility for the accuracy of the reported information. So, what can we ultimately glean from this 8K filing? It is essentially a signpost. It tells us that Land's End released its third quarter financial results on the 9th of December 2025, and that the official press release is attached. Without that press release, we can only speculate on the specific numbers and their implications. However, the very act of filing this report and referencing the press release signifies that the company wants investors and the public to be aware of their financial standing. If the press release indicated strong sales and profits, we might conclude that Land's End is successfully navigating the current retail landscape, perhaps through effective marketing, strong product offerings, or efficient cost management. A bright direction might involve seeing growth in their e-commerce channels or successful seasonal collections. On the other hand, if the numbers signaled a downturn, it could point to challenges like increased competition, evolving consumer preferences, or economic headwinds affecting discretionary spending. Potential risks could include an over-reliance on certain product categories or demographic segments, or the ability to keep up with the rapid pace of change in the fashion and retail industry. Looking at these types of filings, I always try to see past the polished press release. The raw numbers are what truly matter. For Land's End, are they showing consistent growth or are they stagnant? Is their profitability improving? Or are costs eating into their earnings? Are they investing wisely in their future, like in digital capabilities or new product innovation? These are the questions a deeper dive into the actual financial statements, which would be in that press release, would answer. For now, this 8K tells us that the financial story for Land's End's third quarter of 2025 is out there, and it is a story worth paying attention to if you are an investor, a customer, or just interested in the retail sector. Alright, that is our breakdown of this Land's End filing. What is your take on the potential financial performance of the company? Based on what we've discussed, do you think they're in a strong position or facing challenges? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this analysis valuable, please hit that like button. It really helps us out, and subscribe for more deep dives into the corporate world. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Corporate Decoder.